Hello, and thank you for joining us for this instructional video on how to prepare penicillin G-benzathine, or Bicillin L-A, with lidocaine for the prevention of pain during treatment. Today, Kristin Harter, who is an associate clinical professor at the University of California, San Francisco School of Pharmacy, and a women's health clinical pharmacist, will be sharing her expertise on this topic. Let me now hand it over to Kristin so we can see how these medications should be prepared.
Welcome. Today we're going to be doing an educational video on how to mix penicillin G-benzathine with 1% lidocaine. And we do this for folks who need penicillin G-benzathine because it can be a very painful medication, and giving it with lidocaine has been shown to reduce pain. So for example, someone who comes in who is pregnant and has syphilis, we would be using this as a treatment option for that. Today, I'm going to be showing you two ways on how to mix these two medications together. The two ways that I'll be showing you reduces the contamination risk for the patient and also provides the highest safety for the person who is manipulating these medications and mixing them and then giving them to the patient. Every time you are getting ready to mix a medication, you always want to make sure all the supplies that you need are there. The one thing I want to point out is for demonstration purposes today, I'm going to be using the 1.2 million units of benzathine, the penicillin G-benzathine, also known as Bicillin L-A. It is part of a split dose, which is generally 2.4 million units given at once. This specific formulation of penicillin G is going to be used with 0.5 mLs of lidocaine. There is another option of 2.4 million units, which is the full dose, and it comes in a 4 ml pre-filled syringe as well, and you would use normally for that 1 ml of lidocaine. Today, I'm only going to be doing the 1.2 million units just to demonstrate how to mix. But of note, the 1.2 million units times 2 syringes may be less painful for a patient than the 2.4 million unit option. So let's start with option 1. I have all of my supplies here. The important thing for safety is to make sure as well that you wash your hands prior to compounding and then or mixing, and then you're also going to make sure you again have all of the supplies that you need. So I have a set of gloves here, I have my lidocaine vial, I have my alcohol swab in order to make sure that this is the top of that is cleaned. I have an extra empty syringe with needle. I have a 3-way stopcock. This is the first option to being used if you have this in your clinic or in your facility for where you would be administering this. The penicillin syringe and also the needle that's used in order to administer to the patient that generally comes with this pre-filled syringe. So let's get started. So after I've washed my hands, I'm going to don gloves. You always want to make sure you have the correct PPE. Gloves is important. The other thing that's important for you to use is have a mask on as well. And normally, if you would be concerned about a splash risk into the person who's mixing these medications' face, you would also want to have a face shield or goggles. In this situation, this is a very low risk for splash, and therefore a set of gloves and a mask is totally fine. So once you have all of your items set up, you are going to take lidocaine. This is 1%. Always make sure that you have the correct vial that you need. Lidocaine 1% comes in many different formulations in terms of how big the vials are and whether or not it comes in ampules. If you are going to use anything with an ampule, you will need to also have a filter needle. Today I am not doing that because the most common thing people use is going to be a vial. So once you have your vial and your top off, you will take an alcohol pad and you will remove the alcohol swab and you will wipe the top of the vial 3 times. You want to make sure to let that dry if you can. And then you are going to take the non-filled syringe and needle. You will open that up. For trash, I tend to like to throw the trash away at the end so you're not having to lift any garbage can while you're basically needing to throw things away in between. So put the trash to the side. You will take off the needle cap, and then you're going to want to draw up to 0.5 mLs of air so that there is good pressure in the syringe to help, into the vial to help you basically pull up 0.5 mLs. So once you have that up to 0.5, bevel up, you're going to put that into the vial. You're going to push air into the vial, and then you can draw out the 0.5 mLs. Sometimes there gets to be a little bit of air, and that's okay. You just want to make sure that it's 0.5 as much as possible. Then you want to make sure that you don't want to stick yourself, so you're going to use your safety needle to push down. You'll then take the 3-way stopcock. Not every institution has this, but if you do, this is a very great way to reduce the amount of manipulations that this sees. These 3-way stopcocks have 3 ports, basically. 2 of the ports are for syringes, and the 3rd port, which looks different from the other 2, is actually for a needle. We will not be using this port. You do not have to wipe down these ports. These are sterile. And so what you're going to do is take off one of the ports, remove the needle. This needle can then go into a sharps container for your safety and everyone else's. You're going to put on the one port, the lidocaine. The next thing you're going to do is take the penicillin syringe, take off the gray plug, and then you're going to take off again. You're not going to use this. This is for the needle, a needle. You're going to actually use the syringe port. Then you will, it's a lure lock, so you should be able to just screw that on. There is a little lever here. That lever, it has where it says off. Wherever it points to off, that is where it will not allow the flow of medication to or from that syringe or needle. So you're going to want to make sure always to take this off lever and point it towards the one you are not using. So that would be the needle port. And then as soon as you're able to do that, and now you can see that it is off, you are going to push the plunger of the lidocaine so that the lidocaine itself goes into, as you can see, it's kind of hard to see, it goes into the top of the penicillin G or Bicillin syringe. And then if you want to, you can technically mix it. But you don't necessarily need to, because you can also mix it in your hand. So once that's been done, you can remove the penicillin syringe, and you will place the needle that you will be using to administer the medication to the patient onto the syringe itself. This is going to go here. You can use this, or I don't know if you have multi-dose vials or single-dose vials, so that will be up to your institution. And then now this penicillin syringe, you can also mix it if you want. Really, having the lidocaine at the top is completely fine and actually ideal, because it helps a lot with the pain. And so now that that is done, you will be able to administer that to the patient. Now we're going to move on to option 2. This option is for folks who do not have a 3-way stopcock at their institution or practice. And so instead of a 3-way stopcock, we're going to be using a sterile container. There are different sizes and options for sterile containers. You just have to make sure it's sterile. Today we know this is sterile because it has a seal on it. If you're going to be using a sterile container that is a little bit taller or bigger, you're also going to need an additional separate needle. You can use a blunt fill needle. Today I'm using a needle that is I think this is just a 22 gauge to be able to draw up the lidocaine, and I will now demonstrate how to do that. Just like the first option, you're going to make sure that you have everything that you need prior to starting the mixing of these medications. And you're going to make sure you're going to wash your hands. Once you wash your hands, you can don your gloves. And just like the other option, you will ideally be using a mask as well. And just like the other option, this is a very low splash risk. If you're worried about a splash risk onto the person who's preparing this medication, then it is okay to also wear goggles or a face shield. However, again, this is a very low splash risk. I don't expect that to happen, so gloves and a mask is completely fine. After you have everything set up, you are going to, just like the other option, take off the top of the lidocaine. And then once that top is off, you can set it aside. You're going to want to clean the top, just like you did with the other option. So we're going to clean it. Usually we just do 3 swipes. Once that is cleaned and dry, you're going to draw up 0.5 mLs of lidocaine into this syringe as air, and then you'll push the air into the vial and to be able to more easily draw up the medicine of the lidocaine. And again, for demonstration purposes, we are using the 1.2 million unit syringes for the for the penicillin or the Bicillin. And it does come in the 2.4 million unit syringes, but again, we're using just this one option for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to be drawing up 0.5 mLs. If I had the 2.4 million unit option, I would be drawing up 1 mLs of lidocaine 1%. So once you have cleaned your lidocaine vial, you're going to open up your package for your empty syringe, and you will draw up. Again, we're using 1.2 million units, so I'm going to draw up air at 0.5 mLs. Take off the top. You're going to make sure that the bevel is up for the lidocaine. And then you're going to pull up, make sure the top of the syringe, the top of the needle is in the medication, and you are going to pull up 0.5 mLs. Okay, try this again. I have a little too much air. Sometimes air does get in, and that's okay. You can flick the syringe in order to get the air out, and make sure that you have the 0.5 mLs that you need. So now I'm going to pull up that 0.5, I pulled up that 0.5 mLs of lidocaine, and now I'm going to open the sterile container, and I am going to put the cap to the side, and I'm going to squirt the medication into the sterile container. There are 2 ways to do this. You can either use that needle, or if you prefer, you can put the safety guard on, take the needle off, and if you had still had medication, you could squeeze it out. This needle will always go into the sharps container, and that syringe can go to the side. Now you're going to use this container to transfer the lidocaine into the top of the penicillin syringe. So one of the best ways to do that is to take a needle. I'm using, again, a 22 gauge, but you can take a blunt fill needle as well to do that. You are going to then put that blunt fill needle, or the needle that you'll be using, on top of the penicillin syringe. It is a luer lock option. And you can take the safety cap down, take the top of the needle off. The lidocaine is at the bottom of the sterile container. You can then pull up the lidocaine via the needle that you just put onto the syringe. Now pulled up the full amount. You will then make sure that you don't poke yourself by putting on the safety gauge. You can then take that off of the top, put it in the sharps container, and then you're going to take the needle that you will be using to administer the medication to the patient, and you will put that on the same syringe of the penicillin, and you can then mix this by gently rotating and or just leaving it in the top, as it will prevent pain. You will then administer this injection.
Thank you for joining us to learn about the preparation of penicillin G benzathine with lidocaine for mitigation of pain during treatment. If you found this content helpful and would like more information on other STI-related topics, You can find additional online resources at the CAPTC at UCSF webpage listed here. Thank you.